Hi, I'm Erin Webb with the League City Regional Chamber of Commerce, and I am here with Jeff Gionnette, the General Manager for Baybrook Mall, and he has come to our Economic Development Lunch today to give us a little update. So can you tell us what we will be hearing today?
Absolutely. I'm going to talk a little bit about why we did the expansion and what we've got going on right now and currently look forward to in the future.
All right, well, we can't wait to hear your presentation, and stay tuned because it'll be live here in just a minute.
I'm the General Manager of Baybrook Mall. Came in late 2013. We were finishing up the design portion of the project before we broke ground. And we broke ground in 2014 with the parking garage on the back side of the mall, so we could use that land to spread out the mall and extend into the land that was across the street from the mall at the time, which was all part of CDC, which is Coventry Development Corporation. And they are our partner in the expansion portion of the mall. All right, I will go over a little history, talk about the expansion and how we are positioned for the future. Real quick, GGP, the company that owns Baybrook Mall, I just want to put up there our mission is to own and operate best-in-class retail properties that provide an outstanding environment and experience for our communities, retailers, employees, consumers, and shareholders. I think this is key because the words outstanding environment and experience is what drives our company and what drove this expansion here at Baybrook. I won't go through all this. A lot of you probably know it better than me, but Baybrook opened originally in 1978 under Home Art, Sears, and they expanded for the first time in '85. GGP purchased it in 1999, and we did our expansion in 2015, 2016. In '78, there was 720,935 square feet of gross leasable area. Today, there is 1.89 million. The enclosed portion of the mall was already very successful. Great sales, great occupancy. To keep Baybrook flourishing, we needed to curate it with stores, restaurants, and entertainments that shoppers wanted. We knew there was a consumer out there that wasn't interested in tennis shoes and t-shirts. So the expansion, Baybrook Mall reinvented itself to become a retail, lifestyle, dining, and entertainment destination for our entire region. Dining and entertainment was a major focal point during the design process of this expansion. There's a huge variety. As you know, there's about 15 restaurants out there, fast casual and full service, and they range from local to national. We put the restaurants around a lawn, gave them, we knew they needed great visibility, easy access, valet, and engaging patios to create an ambience that would enhance the experience. The lifestyle portion opened up in November of 2015, and this is the outdoor portion, which is the retailers and the restaurants. The retailers that are out there today, some names that are first to this market of Houston, Zara, Anthropologie, Kendra Scott, Our House, J. Jill, Boardroom for Men, and then some of the big box, we got Dick's Sporting Goods, Field and Stream, Total Wine. Dining, there's some of the dining restaurants there. Again, local, regional, and national tenants. And of course, the entertainment factor, Dave & Buster's and Star Cinema Grill. We were really glad to be able to get some local operators on the region, such as Star Cinema Grill and the Rapport restaurant. He's out of Sugar Land. But Perry's Steakhouse. So that was a win for us and important. Okay, activate, enhance the environment, create the experience. This was the goal, and this is what is key for us to be relevant in the future. The consumer, so I took this from a website. The small print is my notation if there's any lawyers out there. Playsumers, this basically talks about, regardless, humans, people, they still want to have fun. They still want spontaneity, no matter what your culture is, no matter where you're from. And entertaining or unexpected products, services, and campaigns that make life more enjoyable allow brands to capture consumers' scarcest resource, their attention. And then joining. People are naturally social beings. Digital is constantly evolving. We all know that. And to be able to use that to reshape the method of how we connect with the consumer is going to be part of how we stay around for years to come. Through these two factors, we're able to activate the community through developing events to attract new shoppers and promote our key tenants in a unique manner. So what this does essentially is it creates awareness outside of the retailers themselves. The consumer is looking for an environment, an experience. I took a tour around Houston early last week, and I went to a wall that was painted stripes, just 4 or 5 different color stripes, and the person that painted it had over 1 million followers, and people just lined up to take their pictures in front of this wall that was painted color, and it drove all this traffic to this little area where there was restaurants and some retail that had been there for a while, and they were getting all this new traffic that had never been there before. So not necessarily targeting or marketing for the retailer, but making our place special, making our place that destination. One of the ways we're doing that is we're activating a space between the existing mall where it connects to the lifestyle center, and one target consumer is mom with kids at home during the day in this area. And we know from blogs, social media, I get told all the time, we need a play area. We need somewhere for them to hang out, spend some time with their kids, but at the same time, spend some time with their friends. Accomplish more out of the day and not feel guilty about it. So we are in the process, if you go to the mall today, right outside the entrance by Forever 21, it's all tore up, and we're adding a play element called Lucky Climber. It's not your typical swing set, slides and whatnot. It is this guy's out of Connecticut. He builds these Lucky Climbers specific to the customer. He's been doing children's museums throughout the country, and he's done a couple shopping centers. But they're very specific and unique to the property, and it's physical activity. The rest of this space will be for whoever's with the child. It'll be completely shaded, be comfortable seating. There'll be a little cafe in the area. You'll have access to wine, beer, juice, light snacks, and the whole purpose is to create this area where you want to dwell, and you can hang out, and you can blog about it. Another thing we're doing is with our fountain, this is how it is today. It just shoots up water. We're in the process of adding colored lights, music, speakers out there, and on the hour, every hour, we'll do a little show, a little dancing music to light, and just, again, one more thing where, just like that colored wall downtown, people talk about it and they head out there to go see it, and that creates the awareness of the center, which translates to sales for our tenants and merchants. The lawn. So we've had it for a couple years. We've been using it for movies, music, community gatherings, school events, and playing Texans games and whatnot on the screen. Going forward, we're going to enhance that by doing some fitness Fridays, utilize the play area, kids club day, bring out some large lawn games, children's performing arts, bubble days, a music series, and partnering with the restaurants and retailers to participate in these events and activate themselves. We're also using technology. We have an app, the Mall app, which, because the property is so large now, there's a few things that make it more efficient, make it hassle-free for the shopper. And one of them is, because we have over 200 retailers now and restaurants, you can type in who you're looking for, and the first screenshot, the first picture shows you, it actually guides you right to how to get to that restaurant or retailer from wherever you are on property. Another factor is our app that tells you, it filters what you're looking for by category, by clothing type. This is just a sample of furniture. And then we also have ways of posting very specific events, such as happy hour. You click on it, and that park and ride, for example, that just opened up, if someone wants to grab a drink with their buddies, they can just hit that one button and see all the restaurants and their happy hours for that day. This is the property from it's a site plan as it sits today. And one of the opportunities that also will keep us relevant and able to grow, actually, is the dark shaded parcels are all part of our property, and those are vacant today. And so we do have opportunities for whatever may come, whatever is out there. We have 5 acres behind the mall. We have about 4 acres behind the power center, and a couple acres going up towards El Dorado. And there are a couple uses they're talking to right now that would add more of an entertainment feature to those areas. But that also keeps everything open for growth. A lot of access was added to the property to make it somewhat easier. I know it's still crazy on weekends and holidays, but that's been a huge help and a huge driver. We use a software called Medallia. If you're on property and you use our Wi-Fi, you have the opportunity to give us feedback. It's live within 24 hours. You can tell me exactly about your experience. And I love it. I get to see where people came from, and they can rate the entire property. And you wouldn't believe, I get paragraphs on that stuff. A lot of times you have surveys when you walk out of whatever, people might put 2 words down and leave. I get full paragraphs of their experience. So we're able to take that and cater these experiences and this atmosphere even more so to the consumer. These are just some pictures of how we've activated the lawn, past, above and beyond the tennis shoes and t-shirts. Again, community events, movies, dancing, musical performances. But at the end of the day, it's creating the atmosphere and the environment. Somewhere, if you're not necessarily looking to shop, you want to go there for the play area or for the water feature, for the lawn, or for the musical events. And then that draws the awareness to the center and to the retailers. And the goal will be to tie those two together and keep everyone successful. That's the presentation. Any questions? Yes?
Is it a fact that Baybrook Mall is the most profitable mall in the whole Houston area?
I couldn't answer that for sure. No, I know it's the 3rd largest in Texas and 2nd in sales per square foot in Houston. Obviously, Galleria being number 1.
Hey, Jeff, will you repeat the question into the microphone when they ask you?
The question was, is Baybrook the most profitable mall in the Houston area?
So Jeff, just building on that question, GGP, you guys are involved all across the United States. Can you just maybe mention a little bit about how this market is faring for the company versus some of your other markets around the country?
The malls, we have about 120 malls throughout the country, including Hawaii, and they're all doing very, very well. They're in very strong markets, and our current CEO, it was very important, as you saw in our mission statement, to create environments and experiences. So a lot of capital dollars went into reinvesting into the properties to allow that to happen, and that helped these properties secure themselves in those markets.
So are we, just to continue Houston, are we better than the average bear? Are we below the average? What kind of, is there any way to say as far as your profitability, retail sales per square foot, those kind of things? How's Houston doing?
Houston's doing well. Overall, Houston's doing very well. In comparison to the country, yeah, Houston is doing well.
Jeff, if you listen to the talking heads on TV, Amazon is about to take all brick and mortar out. So what and how are you positioned to go head to head with, the Amazons of the world in terms of brick and mortar?
the question was, how are we going to go head-to-head with the Amazons of the world via brick and mortar? That's a great question. You know, it's twofold. One of the things that is actually occurring are brick and mortar landlords are in conversations with some online companies that want to become brick and mortar, oddly enough. So there's that option. Then there's also the types of uses, services. We just opened up Anthony Annette's Nail Spa and Salon. If you haven't been there, it is. My wife tells me it's incredible. You know, you can have your private parties there. It's very clean. The guest service is, you know, phenomenal. But again, it's the experience that you get going. Amazon and online was successful. Still only a small portion of overall retail sales, but it was successful because of the convenience factor. I think everybody would agree with that. We fought with parking lots, you know, traffic, but to be able to have something come right to your house was convenience. My daughter, who's 11 years old, that's all she's known. She's watched mom shop that way. So when I say, do you want to come to the mall with dad? She goes crazy. Do you want to, you know, her friends, they all want to come to the mall. They want to hang out on the lawn. They want to go to Kendra Scott, pick out their earrings. They want to go to Justice and touch the sweats that they saw online themselves and see if it really is that color. They want to go to Pop Bar and hang out on the fountain. You know, and then at the same time, mom and dad can grab a bite to eat, let the kids play, run around, get some energy out. The experience and the environment, you can't replace that. And I think that's going to be key and critical.
The I-45 construction, how much did it impact your business, and is it now recovered?
I-45 construction, did it impact the business, and did we recover? It did impact business, definitely impacted business. Our sales were flat to a little over 1-2% growth, which is still good. I'll take it. And yes, it is coming back. It is definitely coming back. You know, you had 2 weekends a year where El Dorado and Bay Area Boulevard were shut down for 2-3 years straight. You guys know, sitting in traffic for an hour and a half, the last thing you want to do is pull off and go to the mall for any reason. So yeah, it did affect business, but it is coming back. We also have Cheesecake Factory and P.F. Chang's, which is on the Bay Area Boulevard side. Their sales immediately turned around.
Jeff, thank you very much, and congratulations to Baybrook on your expansion. To build on what Doreen said about differentiating yourself, what are the future plans to make Baybrook Mall pet friendly?
To be honest with you, I looked at that when I first got here and got no interest from the few people I did talk to, and that's not feedback that I ever get. So this is the first I'm hearing of it. And if it is something that the community is interested in, we can definitely look forward to doing it. La Cantera is one of our properties in San Antonio. March 1st, they literally became pet friendly for that same reason. People were asking for it. So
I believe you have an advisory board here that's willing to help you with that.
that's great. We can look at that for sure. Absolutely.
Is there something going into the Sears location?
Is there something going into the Sears location? So Sears closed January 31st. It is owned by Seritage. It's not owned by GGP. So we do not know the future plans of that building at this time. Yes?
I personally love the mall, and I spend lots of time over there. But the only problem is Friday night and Saturday night, you take about 20 minutes going around to find the park. Or if you are having any project or anything that helps people to just have easier come to mall and park.
The comment was Friday nights, terrible to drive around, find parking. You just drive and drive and drive. We're on it. At this time, we are, you see, there's a triangle up there. It's just north of the water tower. It's all grass behind the power center. You guys know what I'm talking about? It is, we are going to be paving that gaining 500 spaces, and it's going to be for valet and employees to open up 500 additional spaces on those Friday and Saturday evenings. And hopefully we'll get that done before the end of summer.
Have you looked at perhaps a shuttle service around the mall area?
We do a shuttle during the holiday time, during their peak times.
But not...
It's not an annual...
Saturday night.
Correct. Yes.
I would like to comment on what Rebecca said. We spend a ton of money in Houston because we can take our pets. We can take them to the restaurant, stores, and there's pet friendly up there. So we would like to be able to shop in the Clear Lake area where we can take our pets with us. Because we can take them to the restaurants and all the stores in Houston.
If you didn't hear, she was also vouching for the pet-friendly option at Baybrook. And again, I will be looking into that. I looked at it early on, and I will pick that right back up. I know retailers have asked me themselves, managers, saying, if you do it, we'll provide water bowls outside of our store entrance. So I know the retailers will be on board. Yes, ma'am.
With the instances of the active shooter and the criminal element, how has the planning for security changed over time? And how can you assure us that when we visit Baybrook Mall that we're safe?
Her question was about security and safety, which is our #1 priority. I can tell you this. We look at our crimes in terms of serious crimes, behavioral crimes, and vehicle crimes. Vehicle crimes being break-ins, vehicle theft, behavior being vandalism, fights, stuff like that, and serious crimes being very serious crimes, murder and whatnot. All those categories are down over 50% over the last 2 years. 3 years ago, I hired a retired Louisiana sheriff to bring new eyes to this property, and he's built an extremely strong relationship with many law enforcement and other emergency services. In addition, we have added a lot of money into digital cameras, CCTV, top of the line, to cover the property. And we also have the patrols that we do on a regular basis, which through Buzzy, his name's Henry, but we call him Buzzy, he constantly is out there by himself, making sure they're all doing random patrols. We don't, things that are maybe not as typical at a center is he may not wear a uniform, or the people he has in the parking lot may not have a uniform on that day, and that's why we're able to decrease the crime. But it is going down. It's gone down dramatically, and we expect it to continue.
Thank
Okay, one more question. Okay. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.